Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here. Welcome to the second Blu-ray Steelbook unboxing and review. This time it's on the latest James Bond film, Spectre. I've just done the Doctor Who Series 9 one. And now we come to the less packed Spectre one. Just before we start, the Doctor Who one had a kind of a bottom bit here that would hold the booklets and stuff at the back. The Spectre one's just a slipcase. It just slides in and out. Okay, so Spectre. Now, unlike the Doctor Who one, this little bit of cardboard at the front just has the certifications. Again, 12 in the UK and Ireland. Whilst the Doctor Who one had the title, the logo and stuff. But we get that on the cover of this Spectre Steelbook anyway. Spine, it has... On the spine, it's got the 1212 Blu-ray and the number on the bottom. And on the spine, it's got MGM 007 Spectre. And at the bottom, Blu-ray disc. This side, it's just a Blu-ray disc on the cardboard bit. On the back, it's got a newspaper review. The blurb, some pictures, special features, digital ultraviolet. Credits, some stuff. Let's go through. It's a Dolby Digital, FACT, Orbital 10p resolution, Datus HD Master Audio, AD, VPRC, copyright protected stuff, audio, master audio, audio description, subtitles, colour, and minutes it's 142 minutes approximate. I think the actual thing's 148. They don't tend to be right, these things, not usually. And letterbox 16.9, letterbox 20.40.1. Sorry, not dot, it's the dot kind of dot. And it's regions A and B, and you've got some website links and logos, Columbia Pictures and MGM, and the soundtrack is on Deco Records. The film is rated 12 in the UK and Ireland, and in the UK it contains moderate. It says it contains moderate violence and threat. The film was released in 2015, and this Blu-ray set in 2016. A bit more correct than the Doctor Who one. And more stuff. And also the redemption code, which is inside. The ultraviolet. So it says, a cryptic message from the past sends James Bond, Daniel Craig, on a rogue mission to Mexico City, and eventually Rome, where he meets Lucia Scarrera, Monica Bellucci, the beautiful and forbidden widow of an infamous criminal. Bond infiltrates a secret meeting, and undercover is the existence of a sinister organisation known as Spectre. Meanwhile, back in London, Max Denbridge, Andrew Scott, the new head of the Centre of National Security, questions Bond's actions and challenges the relevance of MI6, led by M. Ralph Fiennes. Bond covertly enlists Moneypenny, Naomi Harris, and Q, Ben Whishaw, to help him seek out Madeline Swan, Leah Sudrix, the daughter of his old nemesis, Mr. White, Jasper Christensen, who may hold the clue to untangling the web of Spectre. As the daughter of an assassin, she understands Bond in a way most others cannot. As Bond ventures into the heart of Spectre, he learns a chilling connection between himself and the enemy he seeks, played by Christoph Waltz. And it is a spectacular 5-star from Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian. Radio Times would give this film a 3-star. Thankfully, The Living Daylights, which was formerly a 2-star, has recently been raised to 3, so... With one brilliant film not getting a high enough rating comes one that's getting a higher rating than the one it previously did. And the MGM logo at the bottom as well as up here. But that was for the credits, and the 20th Century Fox released the DVDs and Blu-rays released since 2006. The other studios that make this film is Columbia Pictures, so Sony and MGM, but mainly MGM. And this will probably be the last Sony Bond film if they don't win the bid to carry on. Formerly, Bond was made by United Artists, with MGM coming on a bit around the Octopussy area. And then when United Artists left at The World Is After Tomorrow Never Dies, MGM took main control of In the World Is Not Enough. Okay, not main control, that's Eon Productions, who make the films, and Dajanq, who hold the rights, but as in distribution and production company. And then with the Casino Royale deal, Columbia and Sony got involved with the Daniel Craig films between Casino Royale and Spectre. So MGM was solo for only The World's Not Enough and Die Another Day. With the next one, depending on what happens, if Daniel Craig does return, it's possible Sony could do the last Craig film, and then whoever comes next will be under a new company alongside MGM and Eon. But if Craig doesn't return for the next film, we probably see the new distribution or production company join. The most likely ones to at the current time, I haven't heard what's been happening with the bidding war. The most likely ones to do it are Warner Brothers, who have helped with MGM made the Hobbit movies, and Disney, who have been trying to get their hands on almost everything recently. Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, etc. So, Bond being added to the list. Not surprising. And especially after Warner Brothers' recent financial failures with the DC Universe films. Or at least with BVS. Other ones looking like they could join in are Universal and 20th Century Fox. The latter of which make the release the DVDs and Blu-rays since 2006, and they've been given the license to carry on. If Warner Brothers does get it, that means never, like the Casino Royale spoof with Columbia, Never Say Never Again could be re-released under Warner Brothers, because I think that company that made it, Orion, was under Warner Brothers, possibly. So it would make sense. That being said, both of them, I believe, are now MGM property because they're Bond. But, oh well. So, MGM and Neon. Let's get started. So, removing this nice little cardboard one, there's no booklet for this one. Again, I'm a little bit ashamed that there's no little scene selection thing or behind the scenes stuff. Oh well. Didn't get that from the Daniel Craig Bond films. You only get them in the previous Bond films, and that's only in the special edition and ultimate editions, to be honest. 2-disc ones. Put this aside, we've got a fantastic, lovely steelbook cover, Spectre, and you've got the bullet hole is embedded into the case, and the 007 logo, and the spider glass shattering logo. On the back, it's just the logo with the embodied bullet hole and the glass, and some copyright details and logos. This one's against about the same size-ish as the Doctor Who Series 9 one, but because it's only one disc, it's lighter. Okay, inside we've got Spectre disc. Now this one looks very similar to those discs that you got in the Doctor Who, the James Bond 50th anniversary box set and the individual DVD and Blu-ray releases, with the exception of Skyfall for the UK one. The only difference between Spectre's one is that it's not in gold lettering. It's in its actual logo, silver logo with the bullet hole at the top. But aside from that, it's not too different to the Doctor No to Quantum of Solace 50th anniversary, 50 years of Bond box set or re-release discs, or individual release discs. Here we got a little. This is the UV kind of little leaflets that comes with the thing, and it's a value until 31st of December 2019. If we remove the disc, which the only piece of artwork on the disc is the logo. Really, it's just black afterwards. There wasn't really much on the other discs to have much of a logo, but oh well. Skyfall ones had a picture of the cover. And here's the 007 logo at the bottom. Most of the top is grey. Yeah, the Spectre one doesn't really go into much detail of presentation, does it? This is the latest of the Bond Steelbooks. Skyfall's got 2, by the way. It got one when it came out, and then it got another one when they did the Spectre films and Daniel Craig films Steelbooks. The Spectre one came out in 2013. Sorry, not Spectre, the first Skyfall one. Then we got GoldenEye 2013, 2014. Not 14. About 2012, 2013. It might have been the first one, or Skyfall, I'm not sure. Then 2014 saw Goldfinger for the 50th anniversary of that film. 2015 got to see the Spectre films and Daniel Craig films get steelbooks with the titles being the covers of those ones. And these ones were From Russia with Love, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Diamonds Are Forever, For Your Eyes Only, because of Blofeld at the beginning, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and a second Skyfall steelbook. So, yeah, those ones do look pretty good, as do the first Skyfall one, the Goldfinger one, and the GoldenEye one. The Spectre one is probably the visually least impressing, and that's the latest one. By the way, there has not been any Timothy Dalton steelbook yet, but maybe in the future. They're all Blu-ray, by the way, these steelbooks. And so were Doctor Who, apart from Series 5, which also had DVD and Blu-ray, which was DVD and Blu-ray. And they do DVD steelbooks, the Steelbook Company, but it's mostly Blu-ray at the moment. I know Band of Brothers got a DVD steelbook. So yeah, it's pretty nice to hold though. This thing, you can probably see all the fingerprints embedded on this thing, unlike the Doctor Who Series 9 one. But visually, it's not really impressive. The original cover was that was the original cover. The cover for the main DVD and Blu-ray. The little leaflet, can you see? Yeah. Similar to the Doctor Who inside case, being the one for the Series 9 standard ones. But, yeah. But even not being visually impressive, it's still pretty nice to hold. So I'm going to give it a 7 for visually impressive. It's nice to hold. It's nice and light. Especially for the one disc. It's a shame it didn't go to 2 disc. 2 disc you could have one on either side, but then you probably not have the booklet. Well, you might have the booklet, otherwise it might go in here. Not booklet, the leaflet. Okay, what about content though? Content, well, Spectre is an amazing film. Let's have the back. Spectre is amazing. It's not one of the best, but it's great. My friend Donny Dajanq loves this film. Not as much as he loves Skyfall. Like me, it's his favourite Bond film. But he does love this movie, and I can see why. It's really great. It's really good. Let's see. I don't know where in this ranking it would come. I would say it's my second or third favourite Daniel Craig film, which also means it's second and third least favourite, depending on which one it isn't. Skyfall's my favourite. Quantum of Solace my least favourite, and probably my least favourite overall. Casino Royale one's quite high up. I think this one's pretty high, but I think Casino Royale is slightly better than this one. So I think this is my third favourite Daniel Craig. But still pretty high up in the ranking overall. Probably in the top 12. The top half. The better half. But I'll have to double check. There's loads of the pre-Craig films that are brilliant. GoldenEye, The Living Daylights, even Goldfinger. Yeah, Goldfinger, most people would say. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. Not the biggest fan of it. Living That Dies great. In the World's Not Enough, very underrated. I probably... Oh, and also on my 2015 ranking list, Spectre came 4th out of 13. So, really good stuff for Spectre. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Possibly, might have got an 8, but I'm going to give it a 9. It's going to be alright. I think it's alright. Hey, if it's in 4th place on the ranking list before it hits the 10s, that's pretty good. Is it the best 9 out of 10? Well, I'm not sure. If Avengers Age of Ultron could have been a 9, but if it's a 10, then this is the best 9 out of 10 from last year. If not, second best. Yeah. And now for special features. So, this is where the Blu-ray set does go down a bit. We've got Spectre, Bond's biggest opening sequence, video vlogs, director Sam Mendes, supercars introducing Leia Sudek and Monica Bellucci, action, music, Guinness World Record, and stills gallery. Right, okay, this is only the opening sequence thing is only a 20-minute documentary, and the rest are video vlogs. There's one that they didn't even have from the DVD, but on it in its defense, there's one on the DVD, one on here that the DVD doesn't have. So I'm not sure why they didn't put one extra on the DVD that they have here, and vice versa for the other extra. We don't get a Sam Smith Writings on the Wall music video, which is disappointing. I loved that music video. Song is great too. My mum doesn't like it, but I like it. And considering there wasn't one on the Skyfall DVD or Blu-ray, because Dell didn't make one, so the last one So Writings on the Wall is the latest music video, but the latest one on a DVD or Blu-ray is Another Way to Die. Just think about that for a second. There's no commentary. It's not listed. There was a music thing on the Skyfall Blu-ray that I don't think was listed on the back. But as far as I think the only thing that's not listed on here are the trailers. The trailers are also on here. So yeah, there's not really much. The Spectre. I looked at a Casino Royale DVD at Poundlands yesterday. I had the 1 disc set, so no extras, but the 2 disc set doesn't even have much. I think there's a 3 disc set out there somewhere, and the Blu-ray definitely has a bit more stuff, including an extended torture scene that's on one of them. And Quantum of Solace did have some extras on its first disc, as opposed to everything on its second. But again, that was blogs as well. Skyfall was mostly blogs, but they only had 4 on its DVD, but they had about 13 on the Blu-ray, commentary, the music thing, the trailers, yeah, about that. But there was more. And now Spectre, with a rough amount of same extras on the DVD and Blu-ray, just swap one of the blogs around for another. And, yeah, not to mention you could probably find these online, and I think there was some that in the Metro paper, there was a Spectre DVD thing I might show you in a bit. That had a couple of that might have some of these special features that are here, and also maybe some that weren't included. So, yeah. The only other extra we can really talk about is the digital HD ultraviolet, but that's not really an extra, that's just a bonus. So really, Spectre does a really poor job with special features. All the Daniel Craig films have been doing pretty poorly with extras, though some things do make up. So like the Casino Royale Blu-ray makes up with the extended edition, the Skyfall one with tons of extras. Well, not tons, but quite a few extras. But then you just miss the days where you got a lot of extras on a DVD of the Bond films, Up to Die Another Day. And you can get those on the Blu-rays now, even though they're mostly releasing them as the 1 disc sets, as opposed to the 2 disc sets, Ultimate Editions. But the Blu-rays will have the extras from the Ultimate Editions, some of which would have come from the Special Editions. Yeah, don't you just miss those days where you got more extras on a Bond DVD or Blu-ray? So for extras, I'm going to give Spectre a 5, because they are good extras. The video blogs are short and sweet, and the opening ceremony is, well, if you only want to watch for 20 minutes, it's pretty fine. I'm not really worried about the gallery. Trailers are nice. Has some of the best music of the film, though, the trailers. So that's 5, and what was it? And little booklets. I'm gonna give the booklet a 3 because it's just the ultraviolet thing. Actually, no, I'm gonna give that a 4 because it's useful for something. So it's a 4, a 5, a 7, and a 9. So 9 and 7 is. Forgive me, I want to do my maths. 7 and 9 is a 9 and 7, 16. 5, 20, and 4, 20. So this is a 24 out of 40, which would be about 5 or about 6 out of 10. So the Spectre Steelbook Blu-ray is a 6 out of 10 from me, and that's film, that's presentation of the box, and and stuff of the case and stuff, the film, the extras, and the little booklet inside. And the same with the Doctor Who one, which got an 8, was the packaging. Yeah, that's it. Packaging, the episodes, the extras, and the booklets that came with it. I just had to have some way of getting it to 40. So, to me, I believe the Doctor Who one is the better steelbook. I said 8 out of 10, so it's definitely got better extras. The packaging's much nicer, and the booklets are better for what they are, even though there isn't a episode guide or extra guide for the set. The episodes range between mixed and brilliant, fantastic even. Whilst Spectre, I think this is the one Spectre is better at than the Doctor Who one. Spectre is a fantastic film. It's not perfect, but it's brilliant. Whilst Doctor Who's episodes, as I've said, have range with this series. So Spectre beats Doctor Who with the terms of main feature, but for packaging, special features, and booklets, Doctor Who beats Spectre by a mile. 2 miles in the case of the booklet. The leaflets. And so I'm going to say the best Blu-ray Steelbook I have is the Doctor Who Series 9 one, with Spectre coming second. If I was to say what Steelbook box that I'd be happy with, I've also got the Series 5 one of Doctor Who on DVD. Yeah, which we've got everything embedded on the top. Oh, you can't see that. Everything embedded on the top. And here's the crack in time. So the complete 5th series. It's quite big, because it's got to hold 6 discs, a leaf, a booklet, and 4 art cards. Here's 1, 2, that's the 4th one, number 3, 4. And the booklet, and flippy side disc. This is a 6 disc set for some reason, even though there was only 4 volumes. It should have been a 5 disc. But then again, Series 9 should have been a 7 disc. It was 7 disc on DVD, but 6 on Blu-ray. The Blu-ray of this one is pretty much the same, except smaller. Except in a smaller casing. And maybe these are like 1 disc at a time, but in that case it's twice as big size. But yeah, it's pretty nice case. This is what this should have been. This should have been, well, a bit smaller, of course, because DVD and Blu-rays. But in Blu-ray cases, it should have been like this. 6 discs, like this, in Blu-ray size. In the Blu-ray version size. It's pretty great. Oh, a bit of chip. Oh well. Time isn't that great to it, but oh well. But yeah, this box set is probably my favourite because it's big. It's big enough to hold content. This is small. I prefer the inside of that one, even though this is DVD and Blu-ray will be a little bit different. But I think it's more of the flippy stuff that I mentioned here, the 1 disc flippy stuff that you can find in normal Doctor Who DVDs. Something like that, but in 1 disc only, for 2 sides, and then another one for another 2, and then you've got 2 at the end. 1 at the end and 1 at the beginning. Let's put my stuff back. Yeah. I'd probably give the Series 5 one a 9 out of 10 one as well, because It's 6 discs when they didn't need to make it 6 discs. They should have left it at 5. It should have been 5 discs, but they made it 6 for some reason. I don't know. Maybe for the packaging, I don't know. Which is stupid. Which is probably what they did for Series 7, Series 9. Crazy, I know. The Spectre one would have been okay if they put a second disc in. It still had the chance to... It had the... Well, at the back it would have been okay to put something... And also... They could have slipped another disc in behind the other one. Well, that's pretty much it. I'll just show you the Spectre, the other Spectre DVD I sold you. I was telling you about earlier, the free one from a paper, and that'll be it. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Okay, guys, this is the little DVD-ROM thingy that I think it was the Sunday Mirror. Or the Sunday Times it came with. It was a Sunday's paper. And it's basic, and along with a big gigantic poster. The DVD you could get free with the paper at any Tesco. The poster you had to order and pay for postage and packaging, but the poster itself was free. I think this contains the some of the extras from Bond. This one contains behind the scenes in Austria, director Sam Mendes, the Supercars, introduce the Day of the Dead Festival, introducing Leia Sudix and Monica Bellucci, action and more. I think the Day of the Dead one was on the DVD, but not here. And we don't have the scenes in behind the scenes in Austria on here. I don't think that's the Blu-ray one. And there's more. We could have the music and the Genesis World Record. They don't have the biggest opening scene on this extra DVD, so really, they've got quite a bit of what's on here. They've also on here, we've got Tickets to Bond in Motion and Interactive DVD, which has more features, apparently, on a PC or Mac, and no additional software. I might do that sometime, but I will mainly watch it for the DVD. Oh, and this is E, which is exempt from certification from the BBFC, so that's not rated. I would like to have this included in the set, but I don't think there's room. I mean, unlike the Doctor Who Series 9 one, I haven't tried this yet. Oh, and disc art, by the way, it's the Spectre logo, so a bit different. I could try it. Well, it fits, but I don't think it fits just as well as the Doctor Who Series 9 ones were. Could have it like that, I suppose. Can I keep it like this? Thanks. I've got to keep it like that, actually. I'm going to go and watch those extras in a few minutes, actually, on that second disc. And see what they're like. Okay, that's it, basically. Bye-bye.